Hey guys, how's it going today? My name is Scapenomics, and welcome back to another episode of Flipping 10 to 100 mil. And in the last episode, episode 16, we ended it with 36,813,000 GP, and I don't see any reason we can't flip that up today and walk away with 40 mil at the end of the episode. Be sure to drop a like if you do enjoy, and let's get into the flipping. We're going to start this episode off with a little bit of passive flipping, and I'm actually going to walk through these items over on GE Tracker so you guys can see how I'm listing these item prices and where I think the item is going to trend within a certain time period. The first item we're going to look at today is the U Longbow, and the U Longbow today has gone on a little bit of a price run here. It went all the way from 530 GP to about 594 GP, which is a pretty crazy swing. I do imagine that overnight these will probably fall back down in price, considering that at one point in the day they did come back down to 530 after launching off that current price point. So I'm going to try to list a few of these for like 535 and see if we can fill a couple of these overnight. The next item we're looking at are the Diamond Dragon Bolts E. Now the Diamond Dragon Bolts E have trended downwards pretty strongly this week. Within about 3 days, these things dropped 65 GP, and they currently look like they have a bottom price in the short term around 850 GP. So we're going to see if we can list a few of these overnight for about 855. Hopefully the price will swing down for us again. We will be able to pick up a few cheap ones and sell them back onto the exchange. If you guys are wondering how I determine where to list these prices or where I actually put the margins, I'm kind of just looking at the daily fluctuations within GE Tracker. I look at the weekly trend, and then I look at the daily graph to see where this item has been bouncing around the past 24 hours. I use very close to the bottom listing on GE Tracker as my overnight listing, as I have a feeling that item might trend down in that direction in the next 12 hours or so that way we can actually make money on it by buying it at that cheap price and selling it back at a normal price throughout the day. Next item we're going to list is the Magic Logs. Similar situation on these. The Magic Logs have shot up in price instead of going down in price, but currently I'm seeing a few signs of maybe the price actually falling back down, so I think I'm going to list around 1,040, and hopefully a few of those will buy overnight. The last item we're going to look at today is the Carol's Leather Top. Now the Carol's Leather Top within the past 2 weeks or so has been trending around the 17 mil price range. It hasn't had a ton of price action outside of that, and I think that makes it a very good candidate for an overnight flip. We can see here on the weekly view that this item has had a few spikes in the short term, so I think with this recent downward trend we will be able to pick up a few cheap ones here, turn them around onto the exchange, and actually make a decent profit. We're going to look to list these maybe around 1.7 mil flat, potentially even lower if I think they might go lower. And we have all of the overnight items listed. We also threw the Green Dragon Leather in there, as it does have some pretty good price swings as well, especially with the Twitch Prime botting event going on. They tend to swing a little bit more in price than they would on average. Anyway, we're going to leave those in overnight and hopefully wake up to a larger cash stack. Here we are the next morning. It looks like we had some decent luck here. We have the Diamond Dragon Bolts E have completely bought up, and the Green Dragon Leather. Also, we got a good portion of the Magic Logs as well, so I'm excited to turn some of this stuff around to see how much we've actually made on it, and we'll cancel the offer on the U Longbows and the Carol's Leather Tops as well. Green Dragon Leather sold really quick. That's an easy 40k right there. And we sold the Magic Logs in Diamond Dragon Bolts E. Looks like we walked away with about 200k from the overnights, which actually is pretty bad, but at least we made some money. Doing a little bit of session flipping right now, and we just flipped the Amulets of Fury for 79k in profit, super quick as well. So I've started flipping the Mahogany planks a lot recently, and I found that the margin on them has started to be quite good. It used to be really good before the Mahogany Homes update, and now all of a sudden it's looking like it is a good flip again. So I'm going to try to trade a few of those back and forth. We can only put 480 up to buy, as we don't have a ton of GP on us right now, but as you can see, they're trading extremely fast. We're netting a quick profit on those. Each time we flip a quantity, we're walking away with about a 2.3k profit. If we do clear up some more GP from one of our other flips, we will make a bigger investment into the Mahogany planks. Super interesting situation going on right now with the Guthan's War Spears. Currently, they're buying up for about 605k each, which is pretty much 100k less than I'm used to seeing them. Typically, these things get about 700k at their low point, so it's interesting to see them buying up for about 100k less. I'm hoping to get a quick short-term turnaround on that, sell it for maybe about 645k or so, and net 40k per Guthan's War Spear. Besides that, we're trying a bunch of new stuff today. Bowstrings, manta rays, things are going super well, especially these Bloodveld heads as well. Currently, we're up about 100k on the session and looking to increase that as time goes on. Quick update on the session. We've been flipping a ton of things back and forth here, and we just finished up on the Archer's Rings, which netted us a pretty good profit. Nothing too crazy, but I think we walked away with about 32k in total on those. We didn't finish the full limit either. But anyway, we've been doing the rune darts, we've done some ensouled Bloodveld heads, which is actually a new flip to me, and believe it or not, it actually was pretty good. We made 68k in total off of those. We didn't have to put too much effort into it as well. And a lot of these items don't have great margins right now, but things are trading really quickly, so I'm capitalizing on it in the short term. We just hit an incredible margin on the Darroch's armor set, and I'm actually going to try to hit that again, and it actually traded extremely fast as well, which I was surprised to see. I think we currently are up 201k on the Darroch's armor sets. We're going to try to get 2 more to finish up the limit on those. Hopefully they buy and sell pretty quickly. We logged off for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and set some overnight flips, but coming back to an exchange that looks like this is a really great feeling. We'll probably dump the rest of those Guthan's chain skirts though, but honestly, that's a good amount of profit right there. Wow, the cash stack's already at 38 mil this episode. Looking good. Well, we were setting the overnights for tonight, and all of the magic logs started buying. Has that ever happened to you guys? You go to set an overnight flip, and then it starts buying before you even log off? Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, the worst feeling in the world, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We're just going to turn these around, the ones we have right now, try to sell them for like 1,035 each, and we'll just use that as a filled up slot overnight. Not a big deal. First time logging in today, and it looks like we had an interesting overnight session. We did buy all of the green dragon leather amethyst crystal, and we did sell the magic logs, but the redwood logs and the adamant darts, they kind of like half filled throughout this experience. No luck on the mahogany planks or the diamond dragon bolts either. Either way though, we're going to cancel everything that we didn't get. We'll sell the stuff that we did get and see how much profit we made. Didn't take too long to get everything sold off. Unfortunately, only 245k in profit, which is another night of underperformance, but not a big deal. We've been getting some really good margins right at the start of this session here. We just finished flipping the Amulets of Fury for 86k in total. Also, we've been flipping these mahogany planks for an insane margin. We're getting over 10 GP on those right now. Currently, we've made over 168k flipping them, and it looks like we're going to finish another quantity of them very, very shortly. Also, we have the brimstone rings, which we already flipped a couple of. Didn't make us too much money, almost not even worth flipping. And on top of that, we have the Guthan's helms listed as well. That's more of a passive flip we're going to leave for a couple of minutes. Wow, really incredible flip on the dragon arrows. We just walked away with 219k in profit on the dragon arrow flip, which is actually really profitable for us today. They actually traded pretty quick as well. Looks like the margins today are a lot better than they were yesterday, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of a longer session today and take advantage of it. Quick update on the session. We're just started flipping the Guardian boots here, and we got 3 of them to buy, albeit a little bit quickly, so we do need to be a little bit careful flipping these. But either way, it's been a great session so far. We did go ahead and flip some dragon bones as well, which we're waiting to sell. Currently, I think we're up about 30-something K in profit on those. Also, the mana ray is taking a while, the Catentine's taking a while, but besides that, we have a lot of stuff moving here, so I'm not too discouraged about that, and we're starting to sell those Guardian boots as well. I might go in and try to flip a Justiciar piece or two. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm going to try to hunt a little bit more profit. Logging back on to the best feeling in the world, everything has sold. 8 out of 8 items ready to collect. That means we've got some capital ready to deploy on to the Grand Exchange. Now, I think I'm going to set a few more overnight flips here. This time, I'm going to focus on a few different item categories, as I think they're going to perform better than our previous items, as we haven't done great on the overnights this episode, so I want to make sure we can at least hit a solid overnight session before the end of it. I have to be honest, I did not think we'd be at 40 mil yet, but I'm not complaining. There's everything right on the exchange for our overnight session. I really have my fingers crossed on this one as we haven't had a ton of luck yet. We're back, it's the next day. As you can see, I've already sold these items back onto the exchange. We had 3 of the 7 offers buy and sell without too many problems. I guess that's a lot better than our previous nights, but still nothing crazy. 333k in profit on that overnight session, which is not too great, but still better than we have been doing. Just gonna go ahead and flip a couple of simple items here, some quick simple flips to wrap up the episode. Also, these blowpipes right now are advertising like a 15k margin, so I'm really hoping we're gonna be able to hit that, but I'm not too confident. For some reason, near the end of every episode of this series, we just start to make bank out of nowhere. We just had an amazing flip on the Guardian boots. We walked away from that flip with about a 500k profit, and we weren't even really looking for anything that crazy, and that was only flipping 3 of them as well. So I'm trying to pick up a few more of them right now, also trying to sell the second pair that we have. On top of that, we did flip the Dragon Bones. We're in the process of flipping the Diamond Dragon Bolts E and the Rune Darts, which are making us some pretty medium margins as well. And there's another pair of the Guardian Boots flipped, taking us over 1 mil on the session, and we just bought 2 more. What is going on right now? I have no idea, but I'm going to capitalize on top of this as much as I can, and that way we can extend our profits for the rest of this episode. And there we go. All of our flips have sold. Let's go ahead and collect that. We started this episode with 36,813,000 GP, and we're ending it with 41,506,000 GP, which is a 4.68 million GP gain this episode, which again is another record for us on this 10 to 100 mil flipping series. We have been crushing our personal records here episode after episode, and as you can see, as our cash stack grows in size, we're able to make more money in a shorter period of time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode. Be sure to drop a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next one.